Hello, everybody. It's Justin Case of American Newscape, rejoining our friend and media personality, Jerry Maldonado, back for another installment of Meatball Therapy. Hello, Jerry. Welcome back to American Newscape. Jerry,
Wait,
come back,
I
come
gotta
back.
get my pen. I gotta get my pen, man. I feel better
Okay.
with this little doodaggy in my hand. Not that I'm writing on anything. I gotta have it, man. I gotta have it. Happy New Year to you and all those beautiful guys out there in the Southwest or wherever the hell you live. I don't even know. I don't even know this guy. I've known him for a decade, more than a decade. I just whatever. Go ahead.
Forever. Well, of course, everything's wonderful here. I mean, we're not dealing with cold and snow, and we're not going to get the Arctic blast. I don't think you guys are going to get it next week either.
Yeah. I'm already freezing now, man. And my legs are shivering here up in the Northeast, but it's all good. The New Year for me. I had a great New Year's Eve night with massive thunderstorms up here in the Northeast. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm in the wrong part of the country. But yeah, it was a great reflection time. And time is something that you and I spoke of, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
How great is the time that we have? And I had the most unique experience before I got here. You can see by the bags under my eyes. I had to experience traffic heading to my mom's today because I was off because of the holiday. Normally we're on Tuesday night. And I have never seen so much traffic in my life. And for you out there, what do you have, like a family of what, armadillos that kind of cross the road, that kind of back traffic up? Up
No,
here, we have red lights for miles, man, miles and miles. And I couldn't believe it. And it brought back a lot of memories. And hopefully I can share them with you as far as the concept of time goes.
well, interesting. Asking a question of me, the community we're closest to, which is about a mile and a half, is very proud of the fact that it has 6,000 people and zero stoplights.
I was perplexed because this brought back a lot of memories with me with when I first started the employment that I have now. It's going on like a decade now. The first 4 years I spent going back and forth literally 80 miles a day to work. And for you, I know you have the vast land out there, but up here everything's more condensed. And to me, I had to utilize the time. And I didn't have that going to my mom's today. I had to sit in traffic an hour and a half going down and an hour and a half coming back up. I forgot my headset. And what I did with my employment back then was I used my headset to really utilize the time. And Einstein said time is just an illusion, indeed. And I had a hard time figuring that out. The illusion is what we make of it. So what I did was I turned my car into a classroom. And to me, if people realize the 1,400 minutes we have in the day and utilize that to the best of their ability, you'd be amazed what you come up with and what you can create rather than focusing on the cars that were in the ditch on my left or the people passing me on the right that were going crazy. To me, it was just a reflection and a memory that brought back, so wait, wow. What could I have utilized these 3 hours of time I spent sitting in traffic? And some people do that every day. They sit in traffic every day like that. My question is, what are you doing with it? Because we don't get it back. Are you teaching yourself? I've always been the precocious self here, and I've always taught myself so many things. And thank goodness for those 4 or 5 years, I basically gave myself a PhD in my own self and learning about how the mind works. And hopefully we can share it with you guys.
Well, you're right, Jerry. And, time, the thing that I grasped when I was very young and first learned it was time is irrelevant, which is what Einstein taught us. And he was right. For me, time is really non existent. I've got a set of tasks to get done, and they need to get done, and they need to get done. And time is not really part of that factor. They just have to get done. And for those people that love to sit in traffic and interact with other motorists for hours on end, like someone that might live in Los Angeles. It's just
Yeah.
it's a different lifestyle. You you
I
know
mean,
back
if people could utilize that, I'm sorry, go ahead. I interrupted you.
no
I'm
no
sorry.
back in my heyday, a very hectic. I don't want to say stressful, but it was a hectic business day. One thing I
Yeah.
could take advantage of before there were cell phones is I could out into my car and, gather, collect, organize my thoughts because I was away from the hustle and the bustle of the office or the business world and people could not contact me. But now with a cell phone, that's a luxury not afforded to me anymore.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I was trying to find, literally sitting there idle, trying to find on satellite radio any kind of, psychology channel, anything that would keep my mind busy to learn more about what I'm trying to and what I will. Actually, you can never really master something. You just get better at it and better at it. But indeed, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, how can people do this every day? And you can see them. You can see people racing around, trying to get in, trying to get out, and the accidents were all over the place. It's like they let out the Type 8 or the third power crowd today, and they were all in a rush to get somewhere. My question to people is, what are you utilizing? And this is a good resolution per se for the new year. What are you utilizing your time with? Are you use it constructively or destructively? And who is it? I used to listen to Bob Proctor. You might have heard of him. And when he first started out, he used to carry the record player in his car, literally when he was going back and forth to work, playing Napoleon's Hill, thinking Grow Rich on recording. And when you go to that depth to try to learn something and try to improve yourself, you can only get better. You can only get better at what you're trying to have, be, and do in life. So, if anything, utilize whatever time you have, whatever downtime, whatever free time you have in the most constructive way, and you'd be surprised. I mean, you can learn a new language for crying out loud if you're sitting in traffic 3 hours a day. You can learn anything. Most importantly, you can learn about yourself.
No, absolutely. And, one thing you and I both agree on, time is very, very precious. And I think it's not something I've come to learn as an elderly person. I think I always believed that. You know, just but even when I was in school, it was like, don't waste my time. Teach me. Don't waste my time. Don't
Well,
babysit me in a room. Teach me something.
yes, yeah, and that's a precocious mentality. I mean, I didn't learn that till later in life. I was up to, I think, 35. I was type 8 of the third power, get out of my way, hustle, grind. That was when I first started learning just the motivation factor of life. It just push, push, push. And I realized I was getting nowhere. I was getting absolutely nowhere. I was getting because I kept hitting a wall because I was pushing the person I was trying to be outside when I wasn't that person on the inside.
Right.
And when people can understand that's the powerful point, and that's the whole theme I'm carrying this year with America's Mentor, and hopefully with you on America's Newscape, and many more episodes that we're blessed to have every week, is the fact that everything is an inside job. Everything about us starts within. All our success, all our failures, it all starts within and materializes to the outside world. And Einstein's theory, that's not even a theory anymore, it's a fact that time is just an illusion by our creation of it in that time, in that present moment. And it may sound mundane to some people, the present moment per se thing, but when they realize how precious time is, when they realize how important their life is, and not to rush around everywhere they have to go, life becomes a lot better.
A real a modern catchphrase I never heard years ago was "Be where your feet are," and that's basically a way they teach athletes to stay in the moment. Stay in the moment.
As much as you can, yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are, but they're in the moment of trying to get somewhere. I mean, I used to be the one who used to rush in front of everybody to get to the exit, and the guy I was rushing past and that pulls up behind me. I mean, it never works out the way you want it to work out. It's you defining yourself in that moment. It's you deciding who you're going to be. And if you have flaws, like we all do, and that's what led me into that whole driving teaching thing and turning my car into a classroom. was just utilizing that time. Why would I want to put on a radio station to play back songs that would get me in a bad mood before I even got to my destination? Was my theory on that. And I just bettered myself throughout the years by doing that. And if people can grasp that and understand that for themselves, they'll realize that time is indeed an illusion, but it's an amazing creation tool at our disposal. There's 1,400 and what, 40 minutes in a day. And the latest surveys have come out, and this is quite astounding, that people are spending up to 5 years of their life scrolling on social media. I mean, if anything, if you're a social media addict like you and I, but we do it for informational and obviously entertainment sometimes, but if you can grab the right searches to click on, you're naturally going to be fed positive news. And when that starts happening, you're naturally going to adapt to that positive lifestyle, but you have to customize it. That's why you had the power to customize whatever you want to do with your own computer system. Now you can customize your social media just by clicking on things that you only want to see. And that algo is going to kick in. It's really going to kick in and really cater to your needs. And there again, you will learn more. If you only click on what you want to have, be, and do, there you learn more. You want a certain car? Click on it. You're going to receive ads for the next 20 years on that car. You start visualizing it, and you start taking inspired steps to go get it. Does that make sense?
No, it does make sense. And if you do click on that car, you're going to get called by the dealer of those
Oh
cars,
yeah,
and you're going to wonder, well, how'd you get my phone number? Why
yeah,
are you calling me?
yeah. Yeah,
But
real estate brokers. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh yeah. I had to turn off my phone for a while there, but it all makes sense because we have the ability to create our own lifestyle, but it's a mindset first before it comes our lifestyle.
you
And
know,
when people can understand that and realize that we're the creator of our own time, how it's sent out, how it's spent, you'd be surprised at the outcome.
when we were kids, Jerry, they came up with this term that people were going to find themselves. I'm going to go find myself. Somebody before they went to college wanted to take a year and find themselves. And I think it was polluted by the people that just wanted to mess around for a year. But for those that took advantage of that, focusing on a better understanding of themselves, I think whenever we can take some time to do that, it gives us a foundation for going forward.
Yeah, oh yeah. See, I always knew that I wanted to be right where I am right now. I always knew that. As a kid, I visualized it. I had wooden fake drumsticks. I had all these. I always wanted to be doing something that inspired people in some way, whether it's through music, and I did music for a while, or through what I'm doing now. But the thing is, we're hardwired already for something in life. We just got to figure out what it is and go through the morass of life sometimes to figure it out. But we really do know. A lot of us already know what we have. We have a certain gift, and you know it. I know it. We just got to learn how to utilize it, learn from it, fail forward, keep doing what we want to do with it, believing in it, which is probably should be the first start of it. It's the belief in yourself to create that gift that we already have. And when you believe in it, you'd be surprised what you create from it.
Well, Jerry, people are searching for it, but I believe people in the right frame of mind, it's going to find them. It's going to come to
Oh God, yeah.
them, and it's going to present itself, and then it's just a matter of taking that
Wow.
step.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, you answered the question. I mean, we already know we have something, and this is a beautiful thing for people to realize. There is something in us that gives her life in the most beautiful way. But we've been taught, and indeed with social media now, it's even worse. We've been taught. Look at the past several days. I mean, I was at my mom's literally for a couple hours. I made her supper. I did shopping, blah blah blah, and she had the news on. I was like, great. for the first for the first 15 minutes, and you can see her. I mean, it was all just negative, negative, negative. Oh, by the 20th minute of the hour, John has a puppy. You know, they've already magnetized you into believing the world's going to end, but John's still got a puppy over here in the corner. But you're already traumatized from watching them. This is what I'm talking about. What are you utilizing your time for? And I asked her, I said, why are you watching this? Why are you watching all these people, these poor souls leaving us now? She goes, well, I'm so used to it. Indeed. We're so used to it. We're so programmed to get to start watching stuff like this. That's why transformation is more importantly an inside job than anything else on the outside. Because when you realize what's going on in here, you're going to realize what you're creating out there. So you got to turn off what doesn't make you feel good, turn away from what doesn't make you feel positive in life. That starts the whole process because you're naturally going to have the ability and the mindset and the clarity to really find out who you are.
Well, yeah, it's, the temptation to, we don't want to be that moth to the flame. I mean, you don't want to be attracted to that misery or addicted to that misery.
They've mastered it, indeed. They've mastered that. Wow, and you know it, I know it. We see it every day. Um, it's like they're getting gorier, and if that's a word, bloodier or gorier, whatever they can do to hook you in. It was like election night, and I mean, literally, we don't know the results, but here's a preview. I mean, they gradually just kept you there for 6 hours on the couch waiting for the results, and this is what they're great at. Imagine where you do that with yourself every day about what you want to have be and do, or what you want to learn every day. You give yourself that kind of anticipation, knowing that you're going to attain it. It's that belief and knowing that you're going to attain what you want to really be, and that journey towards it should really juice you in life. Because if you know who you are, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, and I want everybody to believe it's not just a journey, it's an adventure. It's why we're here.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was watching before I came on here. I was watching Mel Robbins. She's a great speaker, and she was going on Oprah for the first time. And you can see it in her face that how grateful she was knowing that she was going to get there one day. I mean, imagine that kind of face that you would have knowing that you're going to reach your destination one day, or knowing that you're going to have all you've asked for, all you've desired, and all you've wanted. You have that kind of belief in your system. You get rid of and expunge all the negativity in your life as best as you can. It's going to come even faster, but you got to get rid of all the distractions that we're surrounded with all these creature comforts.
Right, right. Well, Jerry, was that your final thought, or you want to lay a final thought on us?
Oh hell, I was talking up a storm, man. I don't know. You tell me you want me to keep going, but to me, it's you have to understand who you are. And with America's Mentor, America's Newscape, and everything that I do is going to be focused on that true gift that we have, and really, how should we say, let it come out of you in the best way. But you got to get out of the distractions of life that we're surrounded with. You're not in Times Square all day long. You're not surrounded by all these distractions. You have your own mindset. You have your own choices. You have your own will to have, be, and do what you want. But it's completely and utterly up to you to choose that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Jerry, I think you brought it home for us, and I want to tell everybody this has been Just In Case and Jerry Maldonado bringing you Meatball Therapy. Thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links provided in this video's read more. Today is the day to subscribe to this channel. Please learn more about Jerry Maldonado when time permits.